Where do we start, guys? Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show. The 10th straight loss by your Pittsburgh Pirates. This one was extra frustrating. So let's dig into it. I'm here solo today. I thought I was going to have something fun to talk about. Mitch Keller was rolling. The Pirates were winning. Henry Davis hit his first Major League homer. Brian Hayes hit a homer. Carlos Santana was just playing like a man possessed. And then it just gets thrown away in the 8th inning. Just complete ineptitude by this Pirates bullpen. It's something that we've seen this entire stretch. This was a game that the Pirates should have won. You can't say that about a lot of the games that they've been losing here lately. Today was a game that the Pirates should have won. And they blew it. So, let's get to the comments here. Brock, changes need to be made. Shelton, see you later. Haynes, see you later. Charrington, see you later. Again, I know you guys are frustrated. They don't care. Dave's right on here. I guess the other hosts are so embarrassed that they couldn't show up. Man, that's how I feel right now. I wish I didn't show up, to be honest. Oh God. Where are we going to start? Let's start in the just where the complete disaster happened. And then we'll end on some good notes here. But Pirates are leading 4-1 in the 8th inning. Dauri Moreta comes in and loads the bases right off the bat. Double, walk, single, loads the bases. Faces his 3-batter minimum, and he gets pulled. The camera's showing him in the dugout. He's like in the dugout crying with his head in his hands. It's like the saddest thing you've ever seen in your life. On comes Carmen Mlodzinski in his 4th game ever, right? So like the biggest moment of Carmen Mlodzinski's young career. He gives up a single. 2-run single. He gets out number 1. And then he throws a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, like 4 inches below the zone, to Garrett Cooper. And Garrett Cooper hits it 413 feet. Next thing you know, Marlins are up 6-4. He gets out of the inning, but damage was done. Dauri Moreta just didn't get the job done. This is 3 straight appearances in a row for Moreta where he has allowed at least 1 run. Actually, this may even be 3 straight appearances in a row for Moreta where he's allowed multiple runs. Let me just kind of confirm that real quick. He's given up 3 runs, 2 runs, 3 runs in his last 3 outings. Oh, just a rough day. It is not a good time to be a Pirates fan, you guys. It sucks. The bullpen just couldn't get it done yet again. Another game where there were high leverage situations and they just couldn't execute. Another game where David Bednar is just sitting there in the bullpen after a bullpen loss. with no pitches. David Bednar, I don't know if he's pitched in like a significant moment for the past like 2 weeks. He's basically just going into games right now to, quote unquote, get some work in. It's a sad, pathetic state of affairs for your Pittsburgh Pirates right now. Let's talk about the offense. No, let's talk about Mitch Keller. Actually, let's get to your comments. Giga, Mosher. They don't care about winning, Jim. Got to see if the kid can handle the moment. Who cares what happens? Wireless Grapes. I watched the 2020 season. I can deal with this shit a little longer. The pace that these guys are on since May 1st is really bad. They're on like 110 loss pace right now since May 1st. That's how terrible of a collapse this has been. Let's see some more comments here. Dave White, why not Bednar in the 8th tonight? I will say this, because you're just putting Bednar in stupid games for no reason. He threw like 20 some pitches last night, so you can't really throw him 20 some pitches and then expect him to come out there and get 6 outs. That's kind of where I'm at with that. Let's see what other comments we got here. The save is such a terrible stat. How many times do I have to watch? Jade, how about let's talk about this. So before we talk about what Henry Davis did earlier in the game, the Pirates take that 4-1 lead in the 8th inning. They make some substitutions, move things around defensively. And one of the things that they did was they took out Henry Davis, who was playing right field. They put in Tucupita Marcano. Marcano went to shortstop. Castro went to second. Bay went to center field. And then they moved the outfield around a little bit. You do this because, it's probably the most optimal defensive lineup they could have done. Little did Derek Shelton not realize, though, that the bullpen would completely blow this lead, right? Bullpen completely blows the lead. And then you're stuck in the top of the 9th inning, down by 2, with 1 runner on against the lefty. Tucupita Marcano was your defensive replacement. So instead of letting Marcano face the lefty when it would have been Henry Davis, you're then pinch hitting Jason DeLay. Jason DeLay is then hitting in Henry Davis's spot in the lineup in the 9th inning as the tying run. I'm not even really going to fault Shelton, honestly, for the move. You're up by 3 in the 8th. You need 6 outs. The 6 outs is really the most important thing. It's so frustrating that every single thing that this team does ends up coming back to bite them in the ass, right? Every single thing, every mistake the team makes bites them in the ass. Every coaching decision comes back and somehow bites them in the ass. And nothing is going right for these guys right now. And it's just so frustrating. So frustrating. All right. Let's talk about Mitch Keller. He was awesome. Mitch Keller was awesome today. Completely deserved a win. 7 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts. Didn't walk a batter. The stuff looked ridiculous out there. His sweeper today, he was getting a ton of movement on that thing. Just absolutely dominated the Marlins. Didn't really get a ton of swings and misses tonight. He only had 6 swings and misses. But every time the Marlins put the ball in play, it was very, very, very soft. Average exit velocity tonight off of Keller was 85 miles per hour. So they just weren't making very good contact off of him. The sweeper, Wireless Grapes here. Let's see if Mitch can hit 3 feet on the sweeper. There were a few that he threw today, and I was just holy crap, that thing moved. The max break he had on his sweeper today was 22 inches. So almost 2 full feet of movement on his sweeper. But One of his better starts of the year, I would say. 7 innings, 1 run, kind of back to that vintage Mitch Keller that we had seen earlier in the season. So, but again, it wasn't enough. Like frankly, it wasn't enough. We need Jim Charrington out. No, Jim Charrington's having a rough go at it too, and out of Park stream, which is later tonight, out of the Park stream later tonight. Yeah, he has hit 24 inches before. 22 inches is where he was at there. Keep starting Hedges. Hedges was awful again today. And again, you kind of just go back to this where Greg Brown and Matt Capps even mentioned it briefly in the 8th inning. Like, Carmen Majinski's a rookie. He's going out there and he's not going to shake off Austin Hedges. Austin Hedges is in charge of that game. And so if you're going to credit Austin Hedges for good pitch selection and framing and handling the pitching staff when things are going well, you can't just pick and choose when you want to defend Austin Hedges. Can't just pick and choose. Can't just pick and choose. Last 3 starts, Keller, Oviedo, Beto, all quality starts, all deserve wins. None of them come away with a win. Mark, this is just bad luck. And I agree, like, it's bad luck, but at the same time, bad luck follows bad teams. And this is a bad team right now. The better you are, the more lucky you're going to be. Any day you have to play both Joe and Swinsky at the same time, you're going to lose just straight up. I like them both, but I think they're very useful players. Cannot play both for once is what Wireless Grape says. Jack Swinsky, I don't know what's going on with him. This is just who he is, apparently. He'll go on these hot streaks, and then he'll go on what he's doing right now. He had 4 strikeouts today. He was 0 for 4. He's 0 for his last 25. His OPS is down to 829. 829. Remember that number. 829. On June 13th, his 2-homer game against the Cubs, it was 924. So in this 10-game losing streak, Jack Sawinski's OPS has dropped 95 points. His batting average has dropped 27 points. His on-base percentage is down 20 points. His slugging percentage is down 60 points. More than that now. Actually, that was going into today. So even more. The numbers are even bigger. Oh man. I don't know what these guys can do. I mean, you think like today was like the perfect recipe to overcome the losing streak. You had a dominant start from your starting pitcher. You finally had some people hit the ball over the fence. You had Carlos Santana making things happen in the field and on the base paths. It was something like it was crazy. And they still couldn't pull it out. They still lose. And now, like I said, they're losers of 10 straight games. They're now 5.5 out of first. They're 3.5 out of last place. They are now significantly closer to last place than they are to first place. I don't know what this team can do right now. The bullpen is completely shot. Outside of Bednar, there's not a single person that I think you can rely on right now. Vinny brings up a good one here. I was really excited to come on here and talk about Henry Davis's first home run. Your first overall pick comes up. It's a 2-1 game in the 8th, and he hits a nuke for his first major league homer. Vibes are good. Spirits are high. Dugout's going crazy. Everyone's happy. Cabrian Hayes runs into one later in the inning. Everything's going good. Everything like 4-1 in the 8th. Like Twitter was happy. Everyone was happy. Not for long. Dave asks, are they now sellers at the trade deadline? Dave, they were sellers 2 weeks ago. You know what happened 2 weeks ago? We traded Robert Stevenson from a position that we didn't have any depth at, and we acquired a AA shortstop who can't hit. I don't know. I'm not saying here like Robert Stevenson would be making all of this good, right? Robert Stevenson is by no means is he's not a great pitcher, right? But guess what? Robert Stevenson's in the bullpen of the number one team in Major League Baseball right now. The Pirates could use someone like Robert Stevenson right now. They traded him at the same time they were DFAing Underwood and DeYoung. Like they had all these guys who just weren't coming through. Stevenson wasn't great by any means as a Pirate this season, but he was still like somebody semi-reliable. And they traded him for a double-A shortstop who literally can't hit his weight. And I don't know if you've seen him, but Alika Williams is like 130 pounds. Like he can't hit his weight. He weighs 130. Like the dude can't hit. And they just gave him to the Rays, gave him to the number one team in baseball, and he's now in their bullpen. I don't really know what we're doing. Ah, man. Pitt City, what? Bunch of losers. Another crappy season. Yeah. How about Henry Davis, though? Let's end on a positive note. How about Henry Davis? First Major League homer. He also gets hit by another pitch. His second hit by pitch in 4 games. Seems like that's just going to be his thing. It was in the minors. It is now. But he comes through with the big solo homer in the 8th. I'm excited to just see more of him. I want to see more of what some other guys in the minors may have to offer too, because here's the deal, guys. I'm over G1 Bay. I'm over him. 0 for 3 tonight with 2 strikeouts. I'm over Austin Hedges. I've been over Austin Hedges for a while. Austin Hedges was 0 for 3 today, grounded into a double play. Nick Gonzalez is hitting the ball well in the minors. Leover Peguero is hitting the ball well in Double-A. Endy is not really hitting the ball all that well, but he's hitting the ball better than Austin Hedges. And I don't know what Austin Hedges is bringing to this pitching staff right now, because clearly it's not doing anything. So Henry Davis comes through, first Major League homer, first of many, many, many more to come, hopefully. I would like to see them move him up in the lineup. I know you want to get him a little bit comfortable to Major League pitching, but at this point, you cannot bat him behind Jack Sawinski versus a left-handed pitcher. You cannot do that. So let's right now, Henry Davis is probably now with Reynolds on the IL, he's your second best hitter behind Andrew McCutchen. And I don't even think you can point to anybody else and say that they're better. He's at least number 2 on this team. So it's time to start treating him that way. Carlos Santana, really, really solid game. Again, he had the RBI double in the 4th inning, and he made a run happen pretty much all by himself in that inning as well. He stole third, scored on a error, throwing the ball into the outfield. And they also made some really good plays out there in the field today. So shout out to Carlos Santana. Really nice game there. And like I said, the Key Brian Hayes homer, good to see him hitting a little bit better. That's at least 2 out of 3 games where he's had multiple hits. But it was the bullpen again. Bullpen couldn't get it done. Carmen Mlodzinski gets tagged with the loss, his first loss of his career. All right, guys. That's all I got. I talked here for 20 minutes about a very frustrating loss. This team just right now, the bullpen is so depleted. They're going to have to just have people step up. People are going to have to step up and execute in big moments. And they haven't done it now for the better part of 2 weeks. Someone in that bullpen needs to step up. All right. Tomorrow, Apple TV game, everybody's favorite. Apple TV game, 6:40 p.m. It's going to be Luis Ortiz versus Jesus Luzardo. we'll be back here with another post-game show. Thank you all for hanging with me after this terrible, terrible game, providing some comments, helping out with the commentary there. Appreciate you all. But come back in about an hour and a half out of the park stream. We'll be finishing off August in our out of the park stream, 11 p.m. So come back for that. But other than that, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.